And welcome to tonight's Brit Show, live from Oslo, Norway, with a special guest. We can't wait to get this show on the road, so let's do it. And we are at a Tuesday. We are again live from an IP-based studio in the company HQ here in Oslo, Norway, transmitting live to the global audiences. And you know, we are always in contact with the near and far, but this time we are only going to, you know, Sweden, our neighbors, and we're going to the marvelous company Red Bee and talk to one of our oldest friends, which is Fredrik Schreiber. And Fredrik, it's so good to have you on this show. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Simen. Great to be here. Good to see you again, live.
Yes, we are. And you know, you've been a good friend of this company for ages. And you know, because you were with one of our business partners before you started in your new position at Red Bee Media, right?
That's correct. So I was the head of the Media Solutions department with the Dammon Group Sweden in Stockholm. So we got to meet each other and with Philip Genar and the whole team. So good to see you again.
Moses, that's true. And you know, we have one more kind of key thing, because I know for a fact that you have actually won the Communicator of the Year award. That's pretty impressive, Fredrik.
Thank you so much. Yes, it was a good time in 2018, and I believe we did it also 2019, so that was 2 years in a row. So we're grateful for that part.
I don't think anybody else than you could have done that. It's pretty impressive, I say.
Thank you. It was a good show, and also it's a little bit sad looking back in these new times that we can't meet, but this is an option to meet with you, Simen, so I'm good to be here.
That is great, because we are, of course, not reminiscing too much about, you know, old times, etc. Even though we are, you know, kind of, we would like one more glass of champagne, of course, that's true. But we are going to talk about your new company, Red Bee. And you know, Red Bee, it's very fascinating. They are now 15 years, they have their 15-year anniversary, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So this was originally a company that came from the broadcast industry, from BBC. And so, I mean, you know the whole story, but the outside world don't possibly know that. But the short story is that we were owned by Ericsson at some point, and then Ericsson is now a full owner. And we're working not very closely with them, but they are, so to say, the mothership behind us. Yeah. But we as a company, to give you some short stories, I see you have some in your background. So we're in the live production part. We do the different services around media management, access management. So we have a whole range of products in our portfolio.
But that's, you know, because to be honest, we have to stay connected in this industry, and that is becoming more and more obvious, because, as you say, connection and remote production, centralized production, this is all key words that is pretty important these days, and you know, that's part of the DNA of Red Bee, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, but the heart and soul sits around the media itself. So we're now coming from the broadcast area, but we see a lot of activities on the OTT space, which I know you're also very much involved with. And I think that's where the big change is going to come in the world. I mean, we are watching so much television today, so you can't imagine, look into the numbers, and then you add the OTT part on top of it. Yeah. So, I mean, our daily life is to give customers the possibility to discover, enjoy, engage with content that we prepare, we manage, and we broadcast and now stream as well. So we are following a very interesting time. But of course, it's a challenge out there to get the audience very much focused. There are so much options today.
Oh, no kidding. There's more content than ever before. But I also see that, you know, people are more they demand more today. They want, first of all, the quality, of course, to be high enough so that they actually would like to partake in it. But also, that it's very fragmented from a technical standpoint. And I would say one of the strengths of Red Bee is to be able to have everything in-house. You can do live events and also then, of course, cater for the playout, the formatting, and the full streaming out on the network.
Definitely. And I mean, the managed services, that is our core, what we breathe and what we day-to-day do, but we also do specific projects. So I can give you a good example. There was a big event in Amsterdam. They were on a Monday preparing to do what they call Friends of Amstel. And they would say, let's have like...
That's a beer, isn't it, Fredrik? Amstel, kind of.
Yeah, but Amstel was under the brand. So they want to have a kind of a show with their audience. But they managed to get 750,000 people joining in from 120 countries with 1.7 million viewers doing this. And with our OTT platform, just to give an example, we were at that time consuming 25% of all internet traffic that Friday in Holland. That's kind of impressive. That is how we can help people to stay together and be connected.
Well, I believe that that's extremely impressive, both numbers and from a technical perspective. This is not an easy thing to do because there's many moving parts involved in creating such a success and also to be able to deliver to 800,000 people.
Yeah, definitely. But we have the platform, so it's not much of a hassle for our part. We build an engine. They have their people on the so to say on the show itself to do the filming and the local part. But for the streaming part, it's a platform that you need to expand from time to time in that sense. So going back where we come from, the broadcast industry, it's so much happening. And even though we are in this pandemic world, sorry for using that word in this show, but there's a new future, a new world that we're living in. I think we as a company have been adapting very quickly. We have since 1st of March been having a lot of the people on site at home. So they actually celebrated the 365th day on the 11th of March being at home. So we're more or less working 110% from home, but still we're doing product development. We have the interaction with customers as well, and follow them steadily. Where you see the OTTs going very quickly as new frontiers coming up.
But because this is also one thing I want to touch base on, because of course you were a spin-off from BBC Technology and of course went international very fast. And you are in Sweden, of course. You're talking about the project in Holland, but you are pretty international. You're pretty much everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like using Teams, we can have a customer on board in half an hour, get them with experts in the Middle East together with an engineer in the US, if you like, to use the best of breed in the company. But if you look, Simon, to the 2,300 people that are in Europe, Middle East, in Asia, in the USA, I mean, we are acting as one team, headquartered in London, but that is more where we are as an organization. So it's very much becoming virtual where you are, because I'm working from home as from starting in mid-October when I joined Red Bee. And that is really a challenge when you get on board to get those contacts and also get people involved in your businesses. Businesses and the markets, especially on the broadcaster, are looking into what they actually do and what they should do in, let's say, 5 years' time.
Yeah. No, but that's one thing that we love on this channel is our culture, of course. And we do have our mad musical genius that we basically from time to time takes out and to display, because we try to make some interesting content on that behalf. How do you like music, Fredrik?
Actually, I'm a musician myself, privately. So I actually started my new career in a choir 19 years after the first one. Yeah. And also, I can also give you some hints when you talk music. We have something called jams that we do remotely. So we have a team in the company who are actually recording music. They have a concert, not a concert, but an event that they played Mr. Blue Sky with definitely people from different parts of the world. Wow. And also Christmas song being held internally.
That is very impressive. That's talking the talk and walking the walk. That's not theoretical. That's actually utilizing your resources, and doing it yourself.
Definitely. And they call it, funnily enough, Simen, isolation jams. So sitting in your room, but do jam with other people globally. I think that's quite nice.
Oh, I think that is beautiful. I really love it. But let's then move over to our take on that and our mad musical genius, Axel Kolstad.
Bonjour. Today we are going to play Chopin. And I will quote a grand compositeur, big compositor, and he said, what did he say? Okay. Float like a butterfly and sting like me.
I believe, Fredrik, that we should get Axel to basically partake in one of your, jam sessions. What do you think about that, Fredrik?
He should be definitely involved. I mean, I've seen him live, so he has my blessing.
Oh, that's great. No, but it's been a pure pleasure talking to you, Fredrik, and there is a lot of cooperative things that is happening that will bring also Redby specifically to the forefront, since you're one of those global companies which can do everything in again one organization. It's very impressive, Fredrik, and congratulations on being part of Redby.
Thank you very much. I feel I belong very much to this team, and what we're having ahead of us is very interesting. I mean, we have a long background in the broadcast industry. We know the customers, we know the challenges, and they have new challenges coming aboard, not only talking OTT. So, that is a big theme, but the traditional broadcasting becomes IP-wise. I mean, you're part of that party, IPification world, and we talk platforms. We don't talk so much boxes and put them into a chain of sequence. So I think on the streaming side, there will be extremely interesting things happening as well. As we're now sitting from home, most of us, and everybody want to socialize, getting media, getting news stories. And I think that's what you see as well with BridgeCheck as well. A lot of things happening with your company as well in that theme when people are going OTT.
Absolutely. No, I think that on that note, we're going to let you go back to the busy days that you have. And thank you much, Fredrik, for joining us here on this fantastic Tuesday. And to everybody else watching, I would just say, keep on tuning in. This is live from our IP-based studio in our basement. So see you next Tuesday.